Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for being here in Beta Zone for this session on Augmenting Humanity. I'm Zhang, founder and CEO of RoboTerra, a robotics company in education from Silicon Valley. So it's my honor here to introduce a little bit why we're talking about our session. So today, the whole session will be 30 minutes. I know it's now early evening already, but I believe all the audience sitting here are really the ones so curious and passionate about how technologies as robotic development can enhance human abilities. And today, we have a very outstanding leading pioneer in this field who has been doing a lot of work, research, innovative work, and also commercialized work in this field. So we will just have Professor Sankai on the stage, and he's going to share with us for 15 minutes of the researches and products he's been doing, and then we will come back for questions, dialogue and questions later after that. So,
okay, thank you so much. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Sankai. So today it's great honor for me to have the presentation here. And today I would like to talk about the augmenting humanity. So through the natural selections, organisms had evolved. And finally, these organisms reaches to the monkey people and humanities. Okay? So, in these evolution processes, so the size of the brain is gradually large, and the power of the brain is gradually increases. And also these turning points. So tools such as a weapon is one of the important issues to survive. And also, in this period, Neanderthal and Homo sapiens spend the same ages, almost 5,000 years or around, I don't know exactly. But anyway, Homo sapiens continue the improvements of breeding the very awful wolf in order to changes to the dogs. Okay, so the Homo sapiens obtain the weapons, tools, and technology, and also the partners. Okay, like this. Okay. So anyway, according to these procedures, we humanities obtain a very excellent brain and technologies as a tool and partners. And once we were in the hunter-gatherer society, and we were in the agrarian society, and we were in the industrial society, and now we are in the information societies. Anyway, I just numberized these societies as society 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. And what's next? Okay. Anyway, now information world became larger and larger. By using a smartphone, we can treat the information directly, and we can get so many data from the opposite side of the earth. Okay. Anyway, this part became very large. But the human being should live in the physical spaces, and our body is also the physical things. Okay. So we should treat the physical issues, things, and information things. So anyway, now, so the next situation, next society things, we should consider next societies. So now we face on the very severe problems such as the super aging societies. Okay, So we should consider the next generation's technologies. Okay. What kind of technologies can be drive the evolution of humanity as a partner? Okay. This one is very important, I think. So anyway, in order to treat such kind of super aged society, we should prepare some technologies for the humans' bodies, for the humans' brain nerve systems, and the humans' circumstances, and so on. Okay. Of course, we have the various technologies, artificial intelligence, and IoT, big data technology, and robotics, regenerative medicine, and drugs, and supercomputer, and so on. But these technologies are created in different fields, and sometimes these technologies are independent. But in the real fields in the super aged societies, in these societies, anyway, the real problems has various types of problems. So we should fuse the human and these technologies in order to solve this one. So anyway, now I try to make a new academic field by fusing the human and physical fields and information fields. And this interaction is very important. So by considering these things, new technologies will be generated. So that one is cybernetics. This one is a new academic fields, fusion of humans, robots, and information systems. Okay? I hope by using these technologies, humans' performances will be expanded. Okay, this one is the real applications. So this one is symbolic cybernetic technologies. So this system is called as HAL, H-A-L. Not the Space Odyssey TV movies, okay? Yeah. So this one is the world first cyborg type robot HAL, okay? So if the human wish to move our bodies, at that time, brain generates the intention signals. And these intention signals transmit through the spinal cord, motor nerve to the muscle. Then in our bodies, these nerve circuits always working. Then we can treat our bodies correctly. However, once we have the problem in the brain nerve systems, we will lose the physical function. But by using these technologies, very small, very faint bioelectrical signals can be detected from the peripherals. This one is a very important brain nerve signals. And these signals, picked up signals, transfer to the HAL. And in the HAL, very small signals or the abnormal signals modified to the suitable situation and fed back to the human through the robots. So we can establish the interactive biofeedback between the brain nerve system and the peripheral system in order to establish the recovery cycles between the human and the robots. By using this method, synaptic connection between the nerves and the nerves, or the nerves and muscles, gradually improve. So these technologies can be used for the medical uses. This is one of the important applications. Okay? Sensor is already attached. He is a healthy person. Sensor is already attached on the surface of the skin. If he wishes to move, then the robot will work. Okay? So but most of the patient has the problems. So most of the person lost the physical function. Then I asked him, please do not move. Please generate the intention signals. He tried to generate the very small signals, and he tried to send the signals. Once we could detect the small signal, then robots will start to work. So without the movements, robots are now working. And this robot attached on the bodies. Then if the patient wishes to move, then the robot starts to work to activate the human's bodies. Then the internal sensors, such as the muscle spindles, activate. Then the sensory signals fed back to the brains in order to establish the brain's nerve cycles. Okay, this one is the actual usages in German side. This patient is a spinal cord injury patient, incomplete. Okay, and in the beginning stages, and this one is the ending stages of after heart treatment. Important thing is, after removing these devices, okay, even in the beginning stages, these types of patients always need the help of our caregivers. But after finishing this treatment, these types of patients now start to walk with cane. And in German side, they checked this treatment method almost 1.5 years. And finally, currently, even today, these devices are covered by the public workers' insurances. Okay? Of course, in Japan, general medical insurances started for the very severe nerve disease patients. This one is stroke patients and polio patients and very severe cranial nerve disease patients. In these cases, she had a stroke twice, and in her medical card, it's impossible to move her leg once again. But the medical doctor decided to use the devices. 2 months later, this patient starts to walk and return to her home. In these cases, this patient infected by the polio virus, and in these 50 years, his legs completely lost the functions because the polio virus destroyed the motor nerve. But maybe only God completely damaged or not. Okay? So we tried to use these devices. A few days later, he started to bend and extend his legs according to his intentions, because the very small motor nerves maybe remained. Okay? And in this case, this one is also interesting. This patient is a bedridden person, and he has a very strong spasticities, very strong, rigid. So I consider how to treat it. So I combined drugs and this innovative robot. Okay? This is also the innovative way. Okay? I choose the Botox. Botox can release the synaptic connection between the motor nerves and the muscles. So this patient can relax. But he lost the physical muscle powers. But even the polio patients can treat it. So, okay. Wow. After injection of the drugs, he started to bend and extend his legs, and 2 weeks later, he started walking trainings. And of course, the brain condition also changes. Okay? By using these technologies, these technologies can connect the human's brain nerve systems to the artificial systems, such as robots and so on. And by using these devices, brain activity also gradually changes. Okay? And this one is the very important things for reconstruction of connectome. Connectome this one is the latest brain science fields. Okay. Okay, please come. Sorry. So this one is another challenges. Okay, we prepared lumbar support version for the nursing care support or labor support. So we analyzed the backbone stresses. And finally, we found if we prepare, when we prepare these devices, we can reduce these stresses in order to protect the back pain. Okay. So now these technologies are now used in the very interesting. So in Haneda Airport, these devices are really used as real businesses. And also in Narita Airport, so these devices started to use. His ages are almost 70 years old. Okay? And in German side, she infected by the virus, and she lost the lower half functions. But by using these devices, so she started work very smoothly. And in these cases, she falling down from the horses, and he lost the lower half functions. But after using these devices, so she started to ride a horse once again. This one is one of the applications of the Cyberdyne technologies. These technologies, by using these technologies, we can measure the heart functions or the blood vessel function and so on. So now we are preparing this one. Okay. So this one is the newly developed devices to get the physiological data from the human. Okay. And all of these technologies has the IoT technologies. So the humans' very important information is now gathering, okay, without privacy data. Okay. Of course, even the ladies can lift up the suction trunk very easily. Okay, so this one is another technologies. These robots have the artificial intelligences and vision systems, and these robots can follow the handicapped persons. Okay. And of course, these robots always clean the floors. Okay. So these robots make a map by themselves, and robots always keep the safety. So this one is also the human support technologies. And if the workers lift up something, then these devices always connecting. So these robot reaches the workers' places. Okay. And anyway, so many technologies are prepared. And recently, we started to distribute this one, but very small persons, such as boys and girls, has some very severe diseases. So we could minimize this one, like this. Okay. Anyway, IoT technology is very important. Physiological data and brain nerve signal data and physical data can be obtained. So now we are preparing the Cyberdyne innovation base in just in front of the Haneda Airport, almost 800 meters from Haneda International Airport. And I would like to prepare the world top-class supercomputers here to treat these data, and to set up and I would like to set up the AI and data centers and special hospital functions for the medical innovations. Okay, these words is only pictures, but some of the technologies are already realized. So by using these technologies, human is now augmenting, and so interesting is, in those days, human obtained these technologies and partners, maybe now we can choose these ways. AI technology is rapidly improved and developed. But humans, living things, power is same or gradually down. But we should be focusing on the humans. Human-centered system is better than the AI-centered systems, I think. Okay? Instead of the dog, we can prepare such kind of technologies. Cybernetics. So anyway, by using these, by considering such kind of suitable futures, let's start to shape the future of Society 5.0, and maybe these words are suitable, I think. Okay. So I try to say, okay, this one is normal. In the school textbook, maybe we can find it. But maybe so next slide, well, this one joke, sorry, but anyway, from Homo sapiens to Homo sapiens. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
So how many of our audience are ready to become the Homo sapiens?
Sorry, this is a joke, sorry.
Yes, definitely very eye-opening and a lot of good work that you've done in different application fields of robotics. So I'll ask 2 questions, and then we'll just open the floor for our audience. First I want to know, some of the examples that you showed, right, collecting sensory data about the muscle sensors and then basically let the brain signals to control the systems, the health system that's built. This is also in line with the recent fast development in brain-computer interface development, like this recently famous startups invested by Elon Musk, Neuralink as well. So in your work, what are the biggest challenges in developing the health system here? Is it in the neural level? Or is it in the biological level, or is it in the mechanical or sensor data level of the robotic part?
So this question is very important. But my answer is everything. Yes, yeah, because if I only focusing on the sensing, then it's difficult to develop this one. But if I try to focusing on developing the only robotic fields, maybe difficult. And because the humans' internal knowledge or the such kind of information knowledge or the robotic or the semiconductor and so on, everything should be work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have all the scientists from different fields on your team to work together on this.
Yes. So anyway, this one is very important. I am originally now also the university professor. So unfortunately in the university, okay, the professor has a very narrow professional fields. It's really difficult to solve the actual problems. So we should reconstruct the new academic fields to prepare the strong technological fields to solve these complex problems, I think.
Yeah. My next question is, when you're showing this wonderfully designed talk, at the beginning, because you use the word evolution, right? That brought me to the 2 futuristic scenes depicted in some of the Hollywood movies. One is that humans are being served by all sorts of robots in the animation of WALL-E, right? Humans all became very overweighted and just eat and drink and then enjoy entertainment. In other scenarios, humans were produced in those life pods in the Matrix world, but were farmed by developed, very advanced AI and robots. So in your talk, in the very end, of course, it's a very positive future shared here, which is humans being enhanced by all the different technologies hybrided or blended together. However, my question will be, what needs to be done to make sure that the data security, privacy, all those issues will be taken care of so that with the development of AI, the systems behind those mechanic structures, that we are safe. You know, the humans who are wearing the HAL systems will not be hijacked by them, right? Be controlled by the robotic structure. So what are the thoughts here?
Okay, so I think so. I'm also working as a expert member of the ISO in order to prepare the international regulations for some of the products and so on. In the production fields, such kind of for the products cases, so the international regulation will be set by in this committee and so on. That one is okay, but however, out of these regulatory fields, military or some of the very secret groups cases, that one is a very, we should consider these fields, okay? So, but anyway, in these cases, so we prepared the very important technologies to mix the, to protect these data. So anyway, this one is one of the key technologies because the data is very important. So anyway, we always remove the privacy data and so on. And of course, these data are always scrambled. So that one is the very important procedure, I think.
Yes, totally. You know, as our audience know that both AI and robotics has been one of the founding pillars for Industrial Revolution 4.0, and then in so many sessions where we're discussing about those issues. And today we saw wonderful applications in the medical field, and then as good examples of augmenting humanity. So here I just want to open up the floor to our audience to see what other questions or concerns that you may have and you want to ask to our speaker. Yes.
Hello. Thank you very much for your presentation. I have seen videos in the internet, but here in live is some more interesting. My question is regarding the all for in logistics, as you shown in the video. Are you commercializing those devices already? And in Europe or only here in Asia?
Okay, so I already started to distribute this system in Japan and in Europe, especially in Germany, because I always should consider the international regulations. So step by step, I should pass all of the regulations. But this regulation are prepared by ourselves. Firstly, I prepared these regulations, and approval organization can refer this regulation, and after that, we ask to obtain the approvals. Then the speed is not so high, and now U.S. cases, now we already applied to the FDA. Then these devices may be within several months, I hope. So not several, a few months, I don't know exactly. So even the US, these devices can be used. Of course, it depends on the regulation levels. Lumbar support version is not so difficult, but the medical version is, they need a high-level regulation and so on. So anyway, there are two types of main regulation, in the US type and the European type. Then maybe within a few months or several months, everything will be finished, I think. Yeah.
That's about commercialization. Yeah, another question.
Hello, congrats for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. And I would like also to ask you if these kind of devices could be used, for example, in construction, for hand labor, in order to lift more heavy loads, in order to augment also the force you need to lift that kind of loads.
Sorry, I cannot understand.
Sorry, yes. Can you just repeat our question again?
Yes, sorry. I will try to ask if this kind of technology, or this, when you put the device here in the back, could be also used not only to reduce the pain that you can generate, to your skeleton and to your muscles, but also to increase heavier loads, for example, in construction works and labor.
Yes. Yeah, it's a question, the example that you showed.
Lumbar support versions
yes,
cases.
On the back.
Okay, so by using these devices, okay, there is no switches, okay? So if the human wish to lift up something, then according to the human's intention signals, this system generates the assist powers, okay? If this one is a heavy, then this system generates a high power. And this system, this thing is not so heavy, then this robots generates small powers. And of course, this system protects the, this system reduces the stresses of the backbone. Then even the person who has such kind of back pain, even these conditions, so in our experiments, they can lift up. So interesting. Some of the medical researchers wish to use these devices to treat the back pain treatment. So this one is another application, I think.
Yes. So with a lot of concerns about the potential threats from AI and robots, but today we actually see a very positive example of the application of such technologies with a blended approach connecting developments in IoT, big data, and robotic structures. Although there are many leading technologies that are worried that in the upcoming future, that humans are either being controlled by AI or actually become AI. And then Professor Sankai today showed us that along this evolutionary process, maybe there will be a stage that will be Homo sapiens. So I hope the audience can continue the discussion and thinking on this. And thanks for coming for this Augmented Humanity session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.